Hi, this is Autohaus Hamilton TV and I'm James. Valid only when you see this sign. In this video, I will be going against parental wisdom and talking about shortcuts. Despite what your parents and certainly my parents told me, they are valid and sometimes they even do work. Here is an example. This is a 996 water pump gasket. If you're replacing the water pump in a 996, this part of the gasket here gets cut away. So instead of selling you a 996 water pump gasket with your 996 or 986 water pump, I'll send you a 997 water pump gasket. That's a shortcut because it saves you from having to cut away the part of the gasket that you're not going to use. If you drive an impact bumper 911, you may feel a certain looseness in the steering shaft. There might be some side to side or up and down play in the steering shaft. That is caused by the plastic inside of this bearing, the white bits you can see there. Those plastic bits, especially on the inside, those plastic bits degrade over time, they become brittle, and they turn into kind of a plastic dandruff on your knees. When that happens, there's an excessive gap on the inside of this bearing and you get play in your steering column. So to fix that, we use this steering column bushing, which is borrowed from a 928, and that gets pushed down the steering shaft into the space where that plastic bushing, where that plastic used to be. And I'm trying to make this not look like a sex education video. That bushing takes up the extra space and cures the excessive movement in your steering shaft. The final shortcut I'm going to talk about in this video isn't so much a time-saving measure as a money-saving measure. In 964 and 993 manual cars, there is a shift rod. That shift rod has bushings on either end of it. On one end, the bushing in its support piece can be unscrewed and replaced, but the other end, the bushing was never designed to be replaced. If the bushing at the other end of that shaft is worn, officially and theoretically you need to replace the entire shaft just to get the new bushing, and that can run to $200 or $300. So as an alternative, we've identified a replacement bushing, also borrowed from a 928. What you need to do then is prise out the worn bushing, insert this bushing into its place, and reassemble the shift shaft back in the shift mechanism. As ever, thank you very much for watching.